At the beginning of the drama, we see our female lead, a rich girl, Jia. She has recently come to live in her mother's second husband's luxurious house, but there, she feels very lonely and lost. Her mother tells her that she must forget her brother and father. Then she reveals a big truth. Jian is not her real brother, but her stepbrother. She also tells her that Jian is currently in Thailand, where he is involved in underground fighting and living a very difficult life. Meanwhile, her father has moved on by remarrying. Hearing this truth, Jia is completely broken. She cannot accept it and immediately books a flight to Thailand to find Jian. During the flight, Jia meets Nana, who picks up a pen she had dropped and gives it back to her. Jia tells him that this pen was given to her in childhood by her brother, who always cared for her and had promised to come back one day. In Thailand, Jian is fighting in an underground boxing club to survive. He receives a call that Jia has arrived there looking for him. Seeing his injured face, he hesitates for a moment, but then goes to the airport. At the airport, Jian immediately recognizes Jia. After a long time, they finally meet. Jia becomes upset seeing his injuries. Just then, Jian's friend arrives and calls him for another fight, but Jian refuses. Jia learns that Jian had left his studies after middle school. Instead of explaining anything, Jian brings her a strawberry milk, showing that he still remembers her childhood favorite. A small flashback is shown, where Jian always gave sweet strawberries to Jia and ate the sour ones himself. Jian takes Jia to his home through dark and narrow stairs. Inside the house, his father is drunk and his stepmother is cooking. A small argument happens. At that moment, a little girl, Jingjing, who is the daughter of his stepmother, comes out and meets Jia. Jia has brought gifts for everyone. During dinner, Jian serves Jia better food. This makes Jingjing feel jealous. A little later, Jian's friend, Sunlai, arrives and warns him that his work is very dangerous and could even cost him his life. He asks about Jia, and Jian says that she is a relative. After learning her name, Sunlai Li, Jia does not understand Jian's dangerous life. Later, because Jia had not eaten properly at home, Jian takes her out to eat. On the way, a speeding bike almost hits Jia, but Jian saves her and says that she is still as careless as before. At the restaurant, Jia feels that Jian is hiding his life from her. She asks about his work, but Jian does not give a clear answer. Just then, his friend comes again and warns him that some dangerous people are looking for him. Suddenly, a few thugs arrive there and attack. Jian fights them while Jia helps him. Jian quickly brings the bike. He makes Jia wear a helmet, and both of them escape from there. While riding the bike, Jia becomes emotional. After so many years, she is so close to him again, just like she always wanted in childhood. A flashback is shown. Before going to Thailand, Jian had given Jia a pen and said that when he comes back, he will check her handwriting. Jia asks him to come back quickly and tells him not to forget her. Jian leaves, but Jia keeps writing letters to him constantly, telling him everything about her life. Years pass, but Jian never replies. Gradually, Jia becomes sad and angry. In her last letter, she writes that now she is going to high school, will make new friends, and will forget him forever. The story returns to the present. After escaping on the bike, Jia and Jian reach home. Jia's mother tells her to rest, but Jian, in a cold tone, tells her to stay away from him. Hurt, Jia Li. Jian goes out to drink with his friends. A little later, Jian receives a call from the same people who had attacked him before. He learns that his father has been kidnapped because he lost a lot of money gambling. The call is from Nana, who belongs to a powerful gang family. Jian offers to pay the money, but Nana says that if he goes on a date with her, she will forgive the entire debt. Jian refuses and leaves, not caring about his father. During this time, Jia keeps messaging Jian, but she gets no reply. The next morning, Jian's stepmother is cooking at home. Jia asks when Jian will return and learns that he rarely comes home. Later, the bathroom breaks. Since only women are at home, they call Jian for help. Jian arrives and starts fixing the bathroom. Watching him, Jia feels strange emotions that she does not understand. Jingjing comes inside, but Jian sends her out. The bathroom still cannot be fixed, so Jian says it needs a new one installed. Because he does not have the money, he offers to pay himself and leave. Jia tries to stop him but fails. Quietly, she takes a taxi to follow him. Jian sees her and warns her not to follow him again. She lies, saying she is out shopping. Jian leaves, but Jia continues to follow him. A driver starts asking her for more money. At that moment, Jian's friend arrives and offers her a ride. Thinking that Jian sent him, she goes with him. He takes Jia to an underground fight club. At the fight club, Nana and her father are present. Her father is a big businessman who makes money from illegal fight betting. Jian's fight is announced, and his opponent is extremely dangerous. Nana's father has placed a huge bet because Jian might lose. Nana likes Jian, so she warns his opponent not to hurt him too much. The fight begins. Jian and his opponent fight intensely for a long time. Jia arrives at the club and is shocked to see that so much money is bet on Jian. She learns that the club owner, Lin, earns money from these fights. Jia begs him to stop the fight. Seeing her standing there, he becomes angry, gathers new strength, and defeats his opponent. He jumps off the ring and escapes with Jia. Nana realizes that Jia is not just Jian's sister, but someone much more special to him. She tells her father. Nana's father, furious, orders the fighter to follow Jino and kill him. Outside, Jian angrily scolds Jia. He asks her why she came there and tells her to go back to China. Jia starts crying and, for the first time, speaks openly from her heart. She tells him that she did not come as a tourist. She came only for him. She talks about the letters she wrote for years, about all that waiting. She talks about the pen, for which she practiced her handwriting, and about the fear that her injured hand might never be able to hold a pen again. Suddenly, a car appears from behind. Jian tells Jia to hold on tight. A dangerous chase begins. The people chasing them are sent by Nana's father. During this, a flashback is shown. We see Jian opening a gift that Jia had given him for the first time. Inside is the same pen. Seeing it, his expression changes. This is the first time we feel his hidden emotions. Back in the present, the chase continues. The fighter sent by Nana's father tries to attack Jian. Another childhood flashback appears. Jian and Jia's father used to be racers. He taught Jian everything about cars, and Jia always sat with him as the navigator, guiding the way. In the present, Jian hands his phone to Jia and asks her to guide the way. Following her directions, Jian successfully shakes off the pursuers. While running, he enters an illegal car race where 3 racers are already competing. He joins the race and somehow wins. After the race, Jian tells Jia to stay quiet. The race owner recognizes Jian and is surprised that the same person who had refused to race before has now won. Jian says he entered the race by accident and has already won. When Jia steps forward, the owner says outsiders are not allowed. Jian suddenly introduces Jia as his girlfriend. Hearing this, Jia is secretly happy. Jian pretends that he brought her along so that no one would doubt them. The owner gives Jian the prize money and tells him to leave. One of the racers speaks disrespectfully about Jia and asks about her price. Jian becomes angry and firmly says that she is not anyone's property. Jia feels cold, and Jian hugs her tightly. Everyone around watches them. Then Jian puts her in the car and drives away. While driving, Jian shows her the prize money and explains that this is how he earns his living. Jia worries about accidents and the police and asks why he risks his life for money. For the first time, Jian begins to reveal everything about his past. He tells her how he lived his life in extreme poverty. He stayed in dark basements, slept on the street, struggled for food, and had to leave school because he couldn't pay the fee. He says that his father remarried and Jingjing was born. But even after so much hard work, there was never enough money. He also reveals that Jingjing has a heart disease and there is no money for her operation. Hearing all this, Jia is completely broken. Jian says that even though his father raised him in poverty, he never abandoned him, so he cannot abandon them either. He admits that earning money this way is all he knows, and even if he dies, no one would care. Jia says that it would matter to her. She promises that she will take care of him and says that if he had come to meet her earlier, they could have lived a better life together. Jia asks him to promise that he will get a normal job. Jian avoids giving a clear answer. Jia says that she wants to return to China and live in her old home. Jian is surprised because he thought she wanted to go to Canada. Jia says she no longer wants Canada. She wants to stay with him, work with him, and complete her study. She holds his hand and asks him to trust her. At that moment, Nana's father beats the fighter and orders him to try again. Then, it is revealed that Jia's mother has come to Thailand with her new boyfriend to take her back. The next morning, Jian drops Jia at her mother's place, but does not show himself and quietly leaves. Jia learns that after marriage, her mother wants to settle in Canada. Jia refuses and says that after graduation, she will live in her old home in China. Her mother says the house is useless and wants to sell it. Jia argues and asks what will happen if her mother's new boyfriend leaves her. Hearing this, The boyfriend becomes uncomfortable and leaves. Jia keeps pleading with her mother not to sell the house. At the same time, her mother sees Jian and becomes furious. She accuses Jian of coming near Jia even though he is her stepbrother. She warns Jia to stay away from him. She calls Jian unemployed and dangerous and also reveals that after marriage, she deliberately kept Jia away from him and even blocked his calls from Thailand. Meanwhile, Jian is in his garage. The same fighter comes again, asking him to fight. Jian tells him to come later. Because her mood is bad, Jia stays upset. At home, she receives a message from her mother saying to get ready to return to China the next day. Angry and hurt, Jia starts packing her things and many old letters fall out. These are the same letters she had written to Jian over the years. Behind each letter, Jian had quietly drawn her face, imagining how she would look when she grew up. Seeing this, Jia completely breaks down. She realizes that Jian has never forgotten her. It was her mother who kept them apart. Crying, she clutches the letters in her hand. The scene changes. Jian is working at garage. At the same time, Jia's mother and her boyfriend are waiting for her at the airport, but Jia does not show up. Back at home, Jia is crying in her room. Jingjing comes in and asks what happened. Jia tells her about Jian. Jingjing doesn't know the full story, so she quickly draws a rough map. At night, using that map, Jia reaches Jian's garage. Jian is surprised to see her and asks why she didn't leave. Jia reminds him that today is his birthday and that she has come to wish him. A childhood memory appears. In the past, their father had decided that both their birthdays would be celebrated on the same day. In the present, Jian also wishes her and notices that she is crying. He asks if she has eaten and takes her outside. The area is small, with only a few little shops open. Jian buys a cake and takes her to his small room behind the garage. Jia is surprised to see how he lives. She asks about his real birthday, but Jian avoids the question and tells her to make her wish. Jia shyly makes her wish. Jian says that wishes are kept in the heart. She feeds him cake. Jian says he does not like sweets and opens a beer. Jia also drinks and jokes that if he gets drunk, she will take care of him. Outside, heavy rain begins. After drinking, Jia complains about her mother and her rich boyfriend. She says she does not trust that man. Jian takes her mother's side. He says that after her divorce, she may have spent many years alone and probably chose her new relationship carefully. Then Jia says that Jian has always known she is adopted. Jian admits it and explains that he knew from the start because he came into the family before Jia was born. This makes it clear that Jia is still very young. Jia breaks down completely, crying. She says that her mother is selling the old house in China and that no one in the world cares for her, not even her brother. Jian quietly listens to her. Jia accuses him of not loving her. Jian says that it is very late now and tries to send her home, but Jia refuses, saying she feels safe with him. Jian warns her and asks how she knows he is not a bad person. Still, Jia insists on staying. She complains that she cannot sleep without bathing and that there is no hot water at home. Finally, Jian allows her to stay there that night. Sometime later, Jia gets a stomachache. Jian gives her his clothes and rushes to buy sanitary pads. At the shop, he fumbles with different brands and sizes. The shop owner quietly adds some extra protection items to the bag, but Jian does not notice. He returns to the garage, gives the bag to Jia, and says he will stay outside. Jia comes out wearing Jian's t-shirt. Jian immediately looks away and tells her to go to sleep. After a short while, Jia deliberately drops a glass. She calls him inside, showing that her stomach pain has worsened. Jian panics and searches the internet. He finds that warmth and gentle pressure can help. Jia takes his hand. Jia did not speak for a long time, which made her mother suspicious. She thought Jian was the reason and decided to send him back to the orphanage. Just as Jian is about to leave, Jia speaks for the first time and calls him brother. Everyone is shocked. Back in the present, morning arrives. Jian is cooking breakfast. Two mechanics arrive with coconut water but are not allowed inside. They are surprised, wondering who could be inside because Jian never lets anyone in. They joke that maybe it is Nana and then return to work. Jia sleepily comes outside and sits inside a car being repaired. The mechanics are startled to see her. Jia introduces herself as Jian's little sister. Jian scolds the mechanics and then scolds Jia for not wearing proper clothes. He tells her to change and eat. Carefully, he prepares food for her. Jia asks for help opening her bag, but Jian refuses, afraid she might mess something up. She insists that she will stay there. The mechanics are confused, wondering if they are siblings or a couple. Their arguments continue while cooking and eating. Meanwhile, Lin Sui, the organizer of underground races and fight, is shown racing himself. A mysterious boy wearing a moon symbol cap beats him with a black car. Lin Sui becomes obsessed with this racer and orders his men to find him. In the next scene, Jian's old fighting opponent arrives at the garage with his gang, seeking revenge. Jian is not there, so they start attacking the mechanics and breaking the garage. At that moment, Sunlai arrives and argues with them. After a while, Jia also arrives. Jia kicks one of the men. The situation quickly turns into a full-blown fight. She turns on live video so that the violence can be exposed. One man tries to snatch her phone, but just then Jian arrives. He saves Jia and fights fiercely with his old opponent. Outside, he is fighting with Sunlai. When Jia threatens to call the police, the attackers run away. Later, Jia asks why he didn't call the police. Sunlai explains that the police are involved in corruption and that calling them would only create more trouble. He reassures her that Jian is strong, but it also becomes clear that Jian's skills are not limited to just racing and fighting. While cleaning the garage, Jian asks Jia to pick up nuts and bolts. For a moment, they silently look at each other. There is an awkward, strange tension in the air. The scene then shifts to Lin Sui. He receives a photo of a pink racing car registered under the pet shop owner's name. Suspicious, Lin Sui goes there and discovers that the car actually belongs to Sunlai. He questions Sunlai and also asks about the black racing car. Sunlai denies knowing anything. After Lin Sui leaves, Sunlai realizes that Lin Sui is actually searching for Jian. He warns Jian and tells him about a race invitation. Jian decides to train him. He shows Sunlai his old black car, but gives him an older car for practice. He teaches him driving and drifting. Slowly, Sunlai starts gaining confidence. Meanwhile, watching goes to a fortune teller and asks about her love life. She becomes entangled in talks about the moon. The next day at school, Jia meets Watching again. She notices a large photo of Jian on the notice board. Watching tells her that Jian used to be very popular. Back at the garage, Jia sees Jian smoking and tries it herself. Jian stops her. Jia says that from now on she will not call him brother, only Jian. While packing, Jia finds protection items in her bag. Misunderstanding Jian's intentions, she leaves without saying anything. On the way, Sunlai tells Jia about Jian's school date. Jia asks if Jian has a girlfriend. Sunlai says he doesn't know. In the next scene, Jian meets a mysterious man and tells him that he has only 2 months left. After this, Sunlai and Jia come for drifting practice. Jia learns slowly, but eventually succeeds. After a while, Watching arrives and takes Jia to a car party. At the party, Wan Qing deliberately bumps into Lin Sui while Jia is present. She takes a photo and sends it to Jian. Then she tells Jia to ignore Jian's call. Jian, angry and jealous, drives toward the party. At the party, Jia is playing with Toto. Suddenly, the same playboy arrives. He recognizes her from the race and claims he can reveal Jian's secrets, even that Jian has a girlfriend. Quietly, he puts something into Jia's drink. After drinking, Jia starts feeling dizzy. Just then, Lin Sui arrives, and Jia faints and falls toward him. At that moment, Jian arrives, furious. He misunderstands the situation and attacks Lin Sui. A fierce fight breaks out between them. Jia regains consciousness and stops them. She explains that another man had given her a drug and that Lin Sui actually saved her life. While talking, Jia scratches her neck and discovers that she has a peach allergy. Jian immediately takes her to the hospital and pays for the full treatment. The doctor tells them that Jia is malnourished and needs proper care. Jia feels guilty that Jian is so troubled because of her. Meanwhile, Wan Qing thinks her jealousy plan has worked, but Jia feels very uncomfortable. Jia is admitted to the hospital for the night. Jian stays calm and tells her to rest. Jia wonders why Jian has not asked about the photo with Lin Sui yet. She explains herself, saying that Lin Sui only helped her. Jian ignores all this and simply asks if she wants something to eat. Jia asks Jian if he went out of town to meet someone. Jian quietly explains that it was a man, not a girl. He asks if anyone scared her. Hearing this, Jia feels relieved and starts feeling hungry. She asks for an apple. Just then, Sunlai comes with food, misunderstanding the situation. Sunlai teases Jian outside, asking about his girlfriend. Jian clearly says that he doesn't have a girlfriend. Back inside the room, Jian tells Jia that he is single and that his home is also her home. He assures her that she can stay there safely. A nurse arrives to do some paperwork. Jian signs the documents with the same pen that Jia had gifted him. Seeing this, Jia feels happy. Jian tells her that he will sleep outside and that she can call him if she needs anything. Jia smiles. Meanwhile, Watching apologizes to Lin Sui, saying she didn't know about Jia's peach allergy. Everyone accepts that Jia fainted because of the allergy. No one knows that someone had spiked her drink. The next morning, Jian plans to take Jia home, but she insists on staying in the garage. Emotionally, she explains that she is underage, has no one to take care of her, and doesn't want to go back to the hospital. Even though Jian tries, he cannot convince her and finally agrees. Jia goes inside, pretending to change clothes. But in reality, she is looking for the locket that Sunlight had mentioned, which Jian keeps for his girlfriend. She doesn't find the locket, only the bag with pads and protection items. She realizes the locket is probably still with Jian. Jian calls her for food. He gives her warm milk and forces her to drink it. He warns that if she doesn't, he will leave her at her father's house. He also feeds her eggs and protein-rich food, telling her that if she is staying with him, it is his responsibility to take care of her. When the milk gets cold, Jian warms it again and gives it to her. Meanwhile, Lin Sui angrily confronts Nana. He warns Nana's men to stay away from his cousin, Wan Qing. He says that he will not tolerate any forced friendship. Watching takes Jia to school. Jia decides to study there so she can stay in Thailand and cancels her plan to go to Canada. Because of language difficulties, she first joins a language institute run by Watching's family, where all the students are foreigners. After completing the course, she can apply to a university. Elsewhere, Chin meets the same mysterious man. The man tells him that for an important race, they must arrange a car, and that it is very important to finish in the top 3 to qualify further. Determined, Jia brings a blanket and mosquito repellent for her father. Just then, Jian arrives and helps her carry him inside. Jian asks why he drinks so much. Jia's father slurs, telling him to ask that question later when he's sober. While fixing the light, Jian and Jia's fingers brush against each other, and both feel a nervous flutter. Her father, in a rare moment of clarity, apologizes for failing as a parent. Later, Jian tells Jia that he will be out of town for 3 days and warns her not to come near the garage. Jia insists she will stay in Thailand, revealing she has joined a language course. Jian, frustrated, tells her she should go to Canada for a better future, but Jia refuses. He gives her some money and promises to return soon. Jia watches him leave from the balcony, a mix of worry and longing in her eye. Afterward, Jia calls her mother and father, updating them about her study. She asks her father to cook for her, and he agrees. They share a quiet, peaceful moment, and Jia praises him for the meal. Meanwhile, Jian struggles to find the car parts he needs, so he makes them himself. Race day arrives. Lin Sui, having planned to cheat, makes the road wet and upgrades his tires. Jian's car slips and Lin Sui takes the lead, but Jian skillfully maneuvers in reverse, regaining control, and finishes in second place, qualifying for the top 3. Watching takes Jia to Lin Sui's house to see his collection of cars. On the CCTV, Lin Sui notices Jia and grows suspicious. He cunningly sends Watching away and confronts Jia alone, accusing her of spying and taking photos. He turns the lights off and on to scare her, then eventually offers to drop her home. During the ride, Lin Sui talks about cars, and Jia confesses that she likes people who love cars as much as he does. Lin Sui drops her at her father's house. Angrily, Jia slams the car door and threatens to damage his car if he doesn't leave. Lin Sui laughs, amused by her boldness. Meanwhile, Jia's mother calls Jian, telling him that Jia had arrived home in a sports car and reminding him that she is underage. Jian worries and immediately calls to meet Jia. That night, Jian takes Jia to a park crowded with couples. He talks to her about teenage relationships, sharing the story of a girl whose life was nearly destroyed by a boy who emotionally broke her. Jian warns that young girls are often treated like trophies, so they must be careful. Jia disagrees, insisting that not every relationship is bad. As they walk, her foot slips, and Jian catches her. For a moment, an awkward yet romantic tension fills the air. But Jian quickly shifts back to his protective tone, advising her to stay alert. They return to the garage, where Jia firmly declares that she will study and stay there. Jian's friends begin to teach her, but Jian quiets them all. Sunlight brings food and tells Jia to rest since school is tomorrow. While washing her hands, Jia notices a woman in a black dress with tattoos standing in the garage. She instinctively steps back, but the woman stops her. It's Nana. Nana questions Jia about the night at the boxing club and makes a rude comment about her relationship with Jian. Jia feels offended and refuses to answer. Nana laughs, casually showing her dragon tattoo, and asks Jia her name and how she knows Jian. Just then, Jian arrives and warns Nana not to trouble Jia. Nana teasingly asks why Jian left her for this new girl. Everyone sits down to eat. Sunlight brings chicken soup specially for Jia. Nana keeps asking about Jia and Jian's relationship, whether they are blood-related. Jian avoids her questions and eventually leaves. Nana notices how Jia looks at Jian and deliberately sits near him, lightly touching him to make Jia jealous. Jia visibly becomes uncomfortable. Jian feeds Jia, telling her to eat properly before going home. Jia insists she has homework and stays inside. Later, Sunlight brings Jia coconut water. Curious, Jia asks if Nana is Jian's girlfriend. Sunlight reassures her that Jian has no romantic interest in Nana. Afterwards, Nana offers Jian money, claiming her father has bought all the car parts he needs. Jian politely refuses and sends her away. Jia overhears everything and realizes that Nana likes Jian. Once again, Jian tells Jia that the garage is dirty and unsafe, insisting she go home. Jia comes up with excuses and refuses. Jian feels completely helpless. The next morning, he wakes Jia for class. She's running late and panics, worried she won't find the language institute since she doesn't know Thai. Jian escorts her on his bike, helping her remove her helmet once they arrive. Jia hands him a letter for the parent-teacher meeting. Meanwhile, Lin arrives at Jian's garage under the pretext of engine work, but Jian dismisses him. Lin then goes to Jia's father's restaurant and orders the most expensive dish. Jian arrives, and Lin immediately realizes that this is the racer Jia likes. Later, Jian gives Jia a school uniform he had carefully kept. Jia is deeply moved. At school, Wanqing mentions that the uniform belonged to a top student. Jia wonders why someone so talented had left school. After class, using homework as an excuse, she asks Jian why he quit. He evades the question. Sunlight takes Jia to his pet shop, where she spots a weak, abandoned puppy. Memories of the puppy she and Jian cared for together flood back. Jia insists on keeping it, but Jian initially refuses, warning that attachments bring pain, especially if she leaves Thailand soon. Annoyed, Jia storms off. That night, Jian scolds Sunlight for showing her the puppy. The next day, Sunlight brings the same puppy to the garage. Jian had silently agreed all along. Jia is overjoyed and resolves to stay for good. For the first time, Jian laughs openly. Nana appears again and, alone with Jian, asks him to meet her father for business. Jian firmly refuses. Jia comes over with an apple and feeds Jian with her own hand. Nana watches, stunned, feeling defeated, and leaves. Jia is clearly happy. Jian jokes about how confident Jia looks and asks if she really thought he would eat whatever she gave him. Jia laughs and asks if he's afraid of clingy girls. Jian replies that he fears no one, and even if fear comes, he will leave it to fate. Jia takes a bite of the apple herself. Later, both Jia and Nana take the driving test. Jia passes, marking another step toward her independence and confidence. Nana comments that she and Jia have now become good friends. In the garage, a young mechanic receives his exam result. His marks are low and parental signatures are needed. While others suggest faking it, Jian reviews the paper himself, signs it, and advises the boy to trust in his own ability. Meanwhile, Jia goes to meet Sunlight, but he is late. While waiting, she runs into Lin Sui. They talk about cars, and he offers her a drink. He guesses that she's waiting for Suinlai's pink pickup and offers to take her up the mountain. Sunlight messages that he has lost his way and will meet her at the mountaintop. Lin Sui drives Jia in his blue car to the mountain. A race between Lin Sui and Sunlight is about to begin. As they descend, Sunlight struggles badly. Confidently, Jia takes control of the steering and brings the car safely down in just 23 minutes. At the cupcake shop afterward, it turns out Lin Sui has already paid. Jia chooses a cupcake without cream since Jian doesn't like sweet. Lin Sui watches them quietly from a distance. Jian notices and asks if Jian is upset because he asked others about her. Jian steps closer, bluntly asking why she wants to know so much about him, and reminds her that they are not blood related and what people might think. He presses further, asking if she wants something more between them. Shocked and embarrassed, Jia pushes him away and runs off. Later, Lin Sui visits Jia's father's restaurant as a customer. He remarks that the dumplings are too salty and watches Jian eat fried rice. Jian quietly makes fresh fried rice for him and, in a cold tone, tells him to eat and leave. Lin Sui then reveals that he knows Jian is the racer who defeated him on the mountain and in the boxing arena. He challenges Jian to a one-on-one race. Jian refuses, saying he has already beaten him before and has no interest now. Lin Sui insists, but Jian walks away. Later, Jian meets the mysterious magical man who informs him that only one final race remains. Jian recalls his father's advice. The car is part of the driver's body. Stay calm, be brave, feel the car. The stakes of the final race weigh on him. If he finishes first, the illegal racing business will be exposed. In class, a boy named Pankai repeatedly tries to talk to her, behaving cheap and irritating. The teacher begins the lesson, but even after class, Pankai persists. Jia firmly tells him they don't know each other and to leave her alone, but he continues following her. To escape, she slips out of the bathroom window. Outside, she sees Jian meeting a bleach-haired man. The man hands Jian a bag. Jian checks it, gives payment, and the man says that working for Jian is an honor. Jia silently observes everything. Pankai calls her name again. Quick thinking, Jia pretends Jian came to pick her up. Jian immediately understands and calmly says he will take her home. On the way, Jia fires questions at him. What was in the bag? Why was that man calling him boss? Where has Jian been the past few days? Jian answers just enough to satisfy her curiosity, without explaining too much, and warns her to stay cautious of Pankai. Deep down, Jia feels happy protected by him. Jian sat alone, sketching Jia's face. Memories of their past moments replayed in his mind, her voice, her habits, the curve of her smile. Meanwhile, Jian continued his driving training, making deliveries and improving his reflexes. His father removed the ABS system from his car, forcing him to control it without safety support. He warned Jian about rollovers and tricky mountain turns. Jian practiced with utter seriousness, every maneuver honed to precision. One afternoon, Jia accidentally glimpsed Jian's sketchbook. Her eyes fell on her own portrait, and she couldn't help but smile. Secretly, she snapped a photo before returning the sketchbook. Later that evening, she practiced drifting. Nana offered her the blue car, and Jia's confidence grew. Elsewhere, Lin Sui interrogated Lang Yefeng about Jian. Lang admitted that Jian was highly skilled, almost impossible to beat unless his car parts were sabotaged. Using pressure, Lin Sui extracted a list of parts and upgrades. Nana then introduced Jia to Lin Sui and Liang Yefeng. Lin Sui agreed to teach her drifting. Jia requested to drift in a heart shape. After several attempts, she finally traced a perfect heart with tire marks. The joy on her face was radiant. Lin Sui was impressed, but Jia sensed his interest lay elsewhere. Jian, meanwhile, trained relentlessly on mountain roads with his father. One day, he arrived early at Jia's language school. Her classmates whispered that Jian was handsome. During the open house, Jia gave a small speech in Thai. Jian watched with pride, his heart swelling. Suddenly, rain poured down. Jian draped his jacket over Jia, and they stood under a stall, silent. Jia shyly held his hand and whispered that she was cold. Jian slowly placed his hand over hers, letting them both simply feel the rain and the moment. Later, Jia asked Jian for a hairdryer. Her hair was wet from the rain. Jian tenderly dried her hair, their smiles shy yet warm. When Jia asked for water, Jian joked about how high maintenance she was and wondered who would marry her. Jia shot back with confidence. She would be a good wife, gentle, cute, smart, and understanding. Jian teased that he didn't know anyone like that. She playfully threw a pillow at him and warned she would only ever bother him. As New Year approached, Jia expressed her wish to watch lights and festivals with him. Jian postponed the discussion, telling her to sleep. She then asked him to share a childhood story and about his parents' divorce. Jian explained that it began with a small incident. His father, drunk, broke his mother's flower pot. Though trivial to his father, they meant everything to his mother. No apology came, anger lingered, distance grew, and eventually, divorce happened. Jia asked if all marriages ended badly. Jian gently replied, "Marriages aren't bad, people are." Jian realized that when two people face challenges together, they can endure anything. Partnership, he thought, is what truly mattered. Jia teasingly said he would make a good husband. Jian smiled and replied, "That's a decision your future wife will make." Later, Jian stepped outside, deep in thought. He felt something new stirring inside him, love. He saw Jia as the innocent, sweet girl she once was, but now grown. The intensity of his feelings both thrilled and scared him. That night, he quietly approached her and draped a blanket over her. In her sleep, Jia mumbled about her New Year gift plan. Jian whispered softly, "Anything you give me is enough." Meanwhile, Lin Sui blackmailed Lang Yanfeng, acquiring his private videos, and later confronted Jian. He warned Jian to stay away from Jia and issued a racing challenge. The race would end at Jia's charity performance, and the loser would have to vanish from the other's life. The race began on public roads, dangerous and chaotic. Jian arrived at the charity event on time. Jia sang, her voice a subtle confession of her feelings. Jian watched, moved to his core. Later, they sat together in the cars, exchanging New Year wishes. Jia expressed her desire to celebrate festival, see light, and watch the dragon dance with him. Jian smiled and agreed. Standing by the sea, Jia shouted her wish aloud. She hoped the person she loved would always understand her songs and her feeling, and keep her close in his heart like the moon. Jian quietly made the same wish under the night sky, silently hoping they would never be apart. Jia rested her head on his shoulder and fell asleep. A shooting star streaked across the sky. Jian whispered silently that he and Jia would never be separated. The next day, Jia learned the identity of the bleach-haired man who had given Jian the blueprints. Jiang Fan, the same boy who had bullied her at school. She confronted him and discovered the package contained the full car blueprint. Later, Jian confirmed it. Jia pretended to be angry but couldn't hide her concern. Jian glanced at the blueprints with a faint smile. Later, Pankai mentioned a legendary racer known as Death the Senior who won every race until he mysteriously vanished just before his college entrance exam. Jia ignored him and focused on class. When she got lost afterward, she messaged Jian. Smiling, he guided her safely. She even sent him a photo of the class to show her location. In the reflection, Jian noticed a boy standing behind her and instantly became alert. After class, Pankai tried to follow Jia again, but Jian appeared just in time. The moment Pankai heard Jian's name, he froze, intimidated, and stepped back. Jian safely escorted Jia away. The next day, Nana announced that permission had been granted to proceed with the charity donation. During class, Nana suddenly appeared, insulting Jia and forcing her to step outside. Jia complied but warned Nana not to tell Jian anything. At the cafe, Nana revealed Jian's past to Jia. She explained that she had first seen him working late at her father's garage, focus, serious, no alcohol, no partying. His locker was always full of books. That night, heavy rain poured as Jia arrived at the garage, where Jian and his friends were celebrating. Jian gently dried her hair, warmed her hands, and slipped them into the pockets of his jacket. Jia noticed a keychain inside a sun and moon, symbolizing day and night, meaning Jian had missed her. Jian saw her holding it and smiled silently. At midnight, the fireworks began. Everyone handed Jia a red envelope. Chama wished Jian a happy new year. She returned the special keychain, giving him a normal one instead, saying she no longer needed it because she had returned. Jian drove her home. Jia added one condition. She wanted a piggyback ride, just like childhood. Jian agreed. Past and present seemed to merge as he carried her up the stairs. At home, Jia dashed into her room, while Jian lingered outside, then quietly left. Chamu, hearing his footsteps, came out and asked where he was going. She wanted him to tell a New Year story. Jian replied that she always fell asleep halfway through. Chamu insisted, and he agreed just for 1 hour. During the line dance, Jia held Jian's hand in the crowd. A small push caused her to accidentally kiss his cheek. She panicked and apologized, but was secretly happy. Just then, they ran into the Vaughn family, Mr. Vaughn, Nana, and Hajong. Mr. Vaughn pulled Jia close, hinting at business and marriage. Jian firmly held Jia's hand, making his intentions clear. Tension rose. A fight seemed imminent, but Sunlight arrived and broke the mood with a loud joke, easing the moment. Tourists with cameras started taking pictures, and the mood immediately broke as whispers about arranged marriages and forced deals spread. Jia quietly left for home. Sunlight teased Jian, pointing out that she had held his hand. Jian brushed it off casually, as if it didn't matter. Sunlight grinned and said, "Karma's caught up. He's fallen in love now." At the garage, a package arrived addressed to Jian. Inside were imported car parts. Jian refused to accept them and instructed the delivery man to take everything back. Later, while testing his cell-made parts in his car, they melted under heat and smoke rose from the engine. Jian called his father, explaining he had no other choice because all imported parts were under the father's control. His father analyzed the issue. The problem wasn't the metal, but heat management. He suggested installing a cooling system in the trunk. Inspired by the idea of fans and water pipes, Jian immediately set off to modify the car. But his father asked him to deliver a large food order first. When Jian delivered it, he discovered the order was from Lin Sui. Lin Sui explained he had wanted to try the restaurant and thanked him in advance for the gift. Jian left a good review, and Lin Sui accepted it gracefully. Later, Jian checked the online review. The food was described as tasty and spicy, and the delivery boy was called hot. Irritated, Jian immediately called Lin Sui, demanding the review be deleted. Lin Sui smirked and said, "If you make me fried rice, I'll remove it." They agreed to meet the next day. Meanwhile, Jia felt gloomy. 2 days passed without hearing from Jian, but she told herself to trust him. Race day arrived. Lin Sui watched as Liang Yongfeng took an early lead. Jian methodically overtook each car, leaving only Liang Yongfeng ahead. Jian had won without using any imported part. After school, they went to the fish market. Jia insisted on cooking for everyone. She tried frying fish, but got scared of the hot oil. Jian stepped in and took over, while Jia snuck strawberries and fed him little bites. Gradually, she started helping, and together they completed the dish, high-fiving each other with pride. Back at the garage, Jia asked if Jian was facing any trouble. He said everything was fine, sipping strong black coffee. Jia took a cautious sip, disliked it, and returned to her juice. Jian caught her hand, smiling, making her flustered. That night, they went to a party at Crazy Jian's place. Laughter, food, and drinks filled the room. Jian got a call and stepped outside. Slightly tipsy, Jia followed him. Jian asked, "Are you drinking?" She shook her head and instead leaned in, planting a quick kiss. Jian chided her lightly for drinking too much, then pulled her into a deep, passionate kiss. Their breaths quickened. In the next scene, Jia hugged him tightly, whispering that she didn't want him to leave. Jian held her close, lifting her inside. He took off her shoes and gently draped a blanket over her. Jia's eyes fluttered open suddenly. She teased him playfully, laughed, and then drifted back to sleep. Jian smiled softly and quietly slipped out. The next morning, Jia woke with a splitting headache. Suddenly, she remembered the kiss from the night before. Panic surged through her. She immediately messaged Jian. He replied that he was busy and told her to wait for him at the garage. Her heart leapt. Carrying snack, Jia reached the garage and waited for what felt like hours. Evening passed, then night, until finally, Jian arrived. They exchanged awkward, lingering glances. Jian excused himself to shower, leaving Jia outside. When he returned, he asked softly, "Any regrets about last night?" Jia shook her head. "I was impulsive, but it felt right." Jian handed her a small box and said, "If I am serious, I never change my mind." She smiled. "Neither will I." Opening the box, she found a delicate locket. Jian explained, "My mother gave this to me. It's very precious, and now I want you to have it." Jia's eyes glistened with emotion. Tentatively, she asked if she could stay the night, citing the Wi-Fi being down as an excuse. Jian called his mother and got permission. Overjoyed, Jia settled in. Jian brought her a sweet coffee, promising never to bring bitterness into her life. They sipped together, sharing quiet smiles. Jian brushed her lips lightly and kissed her. Later, they lay side by side. The next night, Jia was at her father's house, missing Jian intensely. She sent him multiple voice messages. Suddenly, Jian appeared. They exchanged bright smiles, but her father arrived, interrupting. Later, in the kitchen, they secretly shared another kiss. Before leaving, Jian revealed he would sell the garage in a month. Outside, he messaged Jia to come to the balcony. When she arrived, he opened his car trunk, releasing dozens of balloons into the night sky. Childhood dreams came rushing back to her, and tears of joy welled up. She remembered losing Jian when she was 10, and now, at 20, fate had returned him. The next scene showed Jian helping Jia put on an apron. "How do I look?" she asked shyly. Jian grinned, like a real chef. She admired herself in the mirror, smiling softly. quietly. They cooked together, laughing and helping each other, as if a married couple had just stepped into their home kitchen. Jian chuckled softly. "No need to hide," he said, but Jia stayed nervous. He teased her, "You're acting guilty." Then he switched the lights back on. His sister noticed immediately. Jian handed her the tablet outside, and Jia followed him out. The next day, everyone went to the seaside yard. They took photos, laughed, and tried fishing. Jia didn't catch a single fish and felt a little down. Quietly, they shared a kiss. Later, back at the garage, Jia hugged Jian from behind. "I don't care," she replied. She leaned in, about to kiss him when Sunlight arrived unexpectedly. They acted like nothing had happened. Jian sent the mechanics out under some pretext. Inside, Jia pulled Jian into the dressing area. Glancing around, he kissed her. Jia panicked, worried the dog might see. Jian quickly draped a towel over the dog's face and kissed her again. Sunlight, looking through the window, froze in shock. That night, Jian and Jia watched the moon shower together. Jian opened a lunchbox full of strawberries and fed her. Juice smeared onto her lips. Jia, tears flowing, confessed, "I came only for Jian. I stayed only for him." She asked for help. Jian's mother nodded and promised to act as if she had seen nothing, telling Jia to rest before leaving. "Are you doing dangerous things just for money?" Jian raised an eyebrow. "How do you know?" Jia took a deep breath and mentioned Nana's name. Jian shook his head. "Not everything is for money," he said firmly. Jia insisted, offering him her family's money to stop him. Jian politely refused. Then she whispered, "I just want to stay with you tonight. Just sleep beside you." Jian smiled and agreed, excusing himself to take a shower. Later, Jia asked about the race where she had been his navigator. Jian understood immediately that she knew about the association. "It was just a casual race," he said. "It's better if you know less." Jia frowned. "You don't have the courage to tell the truth." "I'm not hurting anyone," Jian reassured her. "Everything will be over in 2 weeks. After that, I'll leave it all behind." Meanwhile, Sunlight was fishing alone. Jian arrived with drinks. Sunlight initially ignored him. Jian nodded, admitting, "You were right. I should have told Jia everything." Sunlight smiled slightly, and they sat together, drinking. Sunlight shared his mafia family background and the fear he had lived with all his life. Jian listened quietly, understanding the weight of it all. Jia's worry deepened, but then she remembered his earlier words. They needed a repair shop where the car could be fixed quietly. That very night, she led him to a solution. They arrived at Pankai's father's factory. Pankai introduced them to Mr. Ren. Jian and Mr. Ren exchanged a brief glance. There was history between them, a recognition from a past they shared. Jian instructed Jia to wait outside while he went inside to discuss the repair plan. After a while, he stepped out, smiling, and said, "We'll talk later." The kidnapping had happened again, this time because of Sunlight's gambling-addicted father. Jian offered to pay the ransom, but Sunlight refused. Determined, Sunlight went alone to pay his father back, only to fall into a trap. He was beaten mercilessly. Jian arrived just in time. He fought the gang, the sound of police sirens forcing them to scatter. Sunlight, bruised and furious, shouted at his father, blaming him for ruining their lives. But Jian supported him and helped him leave safely. Officer Liu appeared, using a special phone capable of hacking into anyone's system. At the same time, Jian received the Lego spaceship Sunlight had ordered for Jia. Jia's eyes lit up. "We'll build this together in the future," she said. Jian smiled, touched deeply. Just then, Lightning the dog returned, covered head to toe in mud. Jian and Jia laughed as they cleaned him together, joking like a family. Jia teased, "If we ever get divorced, who'll Lightning choose?" Jian burst out laughing. Jia went to change her clothes, and Jian followed, helping her pick an outfit. She asked which dress looked best on her. Jian gently pulled her toward the cupboard, and they started to kiss. But Jian pulled back, wrapping her in his arms. They lay down quietly, holding each other. Jia asked about the upcoming race. Jian explained that it could happen any time on the mountain road and Mr. Wan would be waiting. "This race," he said solemnly, "will end everything." The next morning, Jian left early, promising Jia that he would take her out the following day. Outside, Lin Sui handed him a fireproof racing suit and warned him, "There's no rescue in this race." A short while later, Liang Yafeng arrived, telling Jia that Jian's life was in danger. He explained that Jian couldn't follow the original route. Jia lit firecrackers to signal Jian. Jian saw the sparks in the distance and understood immediately. She watched desperately as he approached, but suddenly, Mr. Wan activated a virus in Jian's racing system. The brakes failed completely. At the sharp turn, Jian lost control. The car veered off the edge of the mountain, plunging into the abyss. A deafening explosion ripped through the night. Jia screamed his name, collapsing in horror, but Jian was nowhere to be seen. Later, Jia slowly regained consciousness in the garage. Sunlight stood beside her, voice trembling. "We checked every hospital, there's no record of him." A flicker of hope remained. Maybe, just maybe, he was still alive. Jia sat in silence, tears streaming down her face, waiting for Jian's return. Years later, Jian and Jia met at a cafe. They were both emotional. Jia reached out, trying to hold his hand, but Jian pulled back. "I'm not a hero," he said softly. "Just an ordinary man." 6 months passed. 1 year after the accident, Jian returned to the garage for the last time. Everything reminded him of Jia. He decided to leave Thailand and start anew in China. In Canada, Jia completed another semester. Jia reached the abandoned garage and dialed Jian's number. It didn't work. His number was gone. Later, through Pankai, Jia learned that Jian had come to Thailand once last year. That same day, Jia and Chin Chao crossed paths, passing each other with only a few steps in between, but still, they didn't meet. She learned that her childhood home had already been sold. She offered extra money, but it didn't change anything. Respecting the buyer, she let it go. Nearby, a dog caught her attention, reminding her of Lightning, the puppy she had lost years ago before leaving for Canada. She had never fully accepted that even Lightning could leave her, just as she knew Jian would never truly leave her. On Sunday, Jia nervously arrived at the telescope area. Finally, she saw Jian. They froze, staring at each other, disbelief and emotion mixing in their eyes. Jian returned her pen. Their conversation was careful, measured. They hid the pain in their heart. Jia lied, saying she was getting married. Jian smiled as if it didn't matter at all. She messages him, "I never had big dreams. Only you." Jian replies, "Sleep early." Jia smiled. He had always been like that. Later, Jia returns to Coffee Moon. The staff tells her everything is free. She realizes the cafe is Jian's order. He often travels for business and cannot maintain a regular job due to health reasons. She sends Jian a selfie with Lightning, thanking him for the coffee. Jian replies, "I'll be back tomorrow morning." Jian asks for the address and comes to return Lightning. Seeing him, Jia's heart races just as it always has, even after all these years. They walk together. Jia keeps teasing him about her fake boyfriend. Jian endures it all quietly, but when her teasing becomes too much, he finally breaks. It hurts him deeply to hear her words, and he walks away. At home, Jia sits with a pout, realizing she has purposely hurt him. She had waited 6 long years, now it's her turn. That night, Jian messages her, "Take an umbrella, it's going to rain." Finally, Jian tells her the truth. At first, he didn't even know if he would survive. Later, he had neither money nor stability. He didn't want to become a burden for her. He wanted Jia to move forward, even if it meant losing him forever. Both of them break down in tears. They realize that, in trying to protect each other, they were only hurting each other all along. While climbing up, Jian starts getting tired. Later, he sends Jia his medical report, saying, "Read carefully and decide calmly. I don't want you to be unhappy because of me." She reads them at the observatory. Jian arrives there. For the first time, they speak with complete honesty about fear, distance, and choices. She shows him the sky, explaining, "Sometimes the sun and moon appear together. Sun and moon are never apart. We aren't either." Jian's eyes fill with tears. He steps forward, hugs Jia tightly, and music plays. Jia smiles, watching the sun and moon above, and Jian simply stares at her. That night, Jia dines with Jian, JJ, and the whole team. JJ jokingly introduces Jian as Jia's boyfriend, saying she's broken all the boys' hearts in the department. Everyone laughs and asks about the wedding. Jian calmly says he'll try to make it happen soon. Before leaving, Jian gets an urgent work call and tells Jia he must go on a business trip, asking her to wait at home. Jia silently nods. From that moment, they finally live under the same roof. No running, no hiding. They've chosen each other. That night, Jian returns home and kisses Jia. She teases him about handling his angry child well. Their playful teasing gradually becomes intimate, and the night passes peacefully. And Jian remains calm, but it's clear that he is happy being among his people. During meals, everyone talks about their own lives. Sanlai mentions that he's now working with Jian, and crazy Jian has also settled in China. It feels as if time has never passed. After a while, Lin arrives. He teases Jian, eats his fried rice, and then becomes serious. Lin admits that he once tried to stop Jian from returning to China because of his injury, but now he understands why Jian came back. He explains that Jian can no longer race, so he helped him transition into mentoring and engineering work. Then Lin gives a surprise. He asks Jian if he would consider racing again, not immediately, but gradually, once his mental blocks clear. Dr. Julia confirms that Jian's body is ready. Only fear remains. Jia silently holds Jian's hand to support him. Jian doesn't respond yet. Later, Jia jokingly asks him about his past and other girls. Jian dodges the topic, making Jia slightly suspicious. But the mood remains light. The next morning, Lin and Jian go grocery shopping together. Lin keeps complaining, while Jian carefully picks the items Jia likes and refuses the ones she doesn't eat. Seeing this, Lin half-jokingly, half-seriously asks if he's planning to marry Jia. Jian quietly observes. Later, Lin teases him again, and Jian smiles, admitting that he truly wants to marry Jia. Lin points out that all the groceries are chosen according to Jia's taste, not his. Jian laughs and says he even bought eggs to make fried rice for Lin. Afterwards, the three of them go to a gaming zone. Lin plays the third wheel while Jian and Jia enjoy themselves. During the driving game, Lin again encourages Jian to try real driving, but Jian avoids the topic. It's clear that he's uncomfortable. Lin notices and says, "At least think about it, because Jia is worth it." Jian silently agrees. The next morning, Jia is in a hurry for work. Jian packs breakfast for her and reminds her to eat on time. Jia kisses him on the cheek before leaving. A little later, Jian notices that Jia has forgotten her file, and he sees smoke coming from her bus. Panicking, he grabs his car keys and runs after her, constantly calling her. When Jia answers, she says she's not on the bus, but safe at a convenience store. Jian reaches her and hugs her tightly. Only then does he realize he drove without thinking. Jia smiles and says he can drive again. The next morning, Jia panics when she can't find Jian. Looking outside, she sees him in the garden with her mother, decorating it. Her mother is speaking to him warmly. Jia watches from a distance, feeling relieved. Jian tells Jia that he is no longer upset. He kisses her forehead and wishes her a happy new year. It's Chinese New Year, and for the first time, the house truly feels like home. Everyone cooks together. Jia's mother serves Jian's special soup and dumpling. She quietly watches Jian and Jia, smiling, and finally accepts him. That night, Jia's mother gives Jian a red envelope. She admits that in her anger over her broken marriage, she had burdened him. Now she wants to be better. Jian accepts her words with tears. Before leaving for China, Jia's mother hugs Jian and asks him to take care of Jia and herself. At the airport, Jian finds a scarf in his bag, along with a note apologizing and requesting him to protect Jia. Jian smiles through tears. Later, he gives Jia a new keychain with yearning day and night. A ring is hidden inside. He asks Jia if she will build a family with him. Jia pretends for a moment, then hugs him tightly and says yes. Their wedding celebrations are shown. Friends laugh, drink, and tease. On the wedding day, everyone is so drunk that they can't help, so Jian and Jia laugh, lift a bike, and run off together. Jian says he was once alone, but now someone waits for him. Jia says she is not his weakness, but his navigator. On the bike, Jian asks if she will stay with him for life. Jia says yes. They ride off together, and with that, the drama ends.